What's up guys, it's Manga Time once again, and I'm here today to bring you another ranking video, this time requested by The Darkness Within, and I'm going to rank the Fullbringers, basically. I'm going to do another one as well where I rank the Vizards, also requested by The Darkness Within, so thanks for your requests. But this one, he said Fullbringers slash Members of Execution, so I'm just going to do all the Fullbringers, basically. Now, obviously the Fullbringers are not the most popular group in Bleach. But you know, I liked them. I well, I like most of them. You'll see from this list which ones I didn't really like. But I like the whole noir style they had going on. Like they're all kind of monotone in colour. They kind of have an English motif, which kind of resonates with me a little bit. Or their attacks are in English. You know how Kubo does motifs like Japanese for the Shinigami, Spanish for the Aranka, German for the Quincy's. Is it English for the Fullbringers? And I liked them. I thought they were very stylish, for the most part. But yeah, I lots of people didn't really like them, but I think that's a victim of the arc. I think there are some extraordinarily good characters in the Fullbringers. And yeah, let's get on with the rank, I suppose. So, my least favourite Fullbringer, and this is not like a power ranking, this is just kind of my personal opinion, so I would absolutely love to see your lists in the comments below. So, you know, I would love to see it. Oh, and I'm probably not going to include Chad in this because he kind of isn't. Well, I know he's a Fullbringer. I know he was even a member of Execution once, but I just wouldn't rank him with this life. If I was going to rank Chad. Did I do a ranking of Ichigo's friends and stuff like that already? I might have done. But yeah, he'd kind of go in there. So yeah. So my least favourite Fullbringer is, and this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, although frankly they might all be, but that's why I encourage you to put your own in the comments. Riruka Dokugamine. Yeah, Riruka. Not a fan. Not a fan in the slightest. I really don't like her character. I don't like her design. I think she's cliche. She's really boring. You know, she's got the whole lowly maid thing going on. I mean, it's just so over. Why would anyone wear that? You know, that's the kind of the annoying thing. The Fullbringers are supposed to be human, therefore they're supposed to wear relatively normal clothes. Why would anyone wear? I know it's Japan, but even in Bleach, it looks out of place because people don't go around like that. You don't really see that kind of culture in Bleach that often. So I don't know. I think Riruka looks really kind of out of place and weird. I don't like. She's very boring. She's just like Hiyori all over again. The kind of tsundere, kind of I'm hostile towards everyone, but really I'm kind of an okay person inside. That was about the most interesting thing about Riruka, actually, was that she was kind of the only Fullbringer to have some kind of moral compass. Well, I kind of think Jackie might have as well. And you know, honestly, for a while, like, for the last few chapters of The Lost Agent, I really thought, Riruka was going to up and join Ichigo's little motley crew. You know, I thought they would get a new Nakama. I really thought it'd be Riruka because it just seemed like that was the way Kubo was doing it, like the way she didn't want to fight them really, didn't want to take Ichigo's powers, the way she ended up in Urahara's shop. I was like, this is all building up to Riruka joining them, and then she kind of just jumps and disappears. So yeah, she's got a lame ass ability. I mean, I know it's powerful, but it is lame. Dollhouse. I mean, jeez, that sucks. And didn't help that Kubo spent ages on that either. So yeah. Riruka's not my favourite character in the series. And yeah, she does have the rather dubious honour of being my least favourite Fullbringer. Second to least is kind of difficult. But I'm probably going to say it's Jackie. Because, again, I think she's really boring. I think she's got a far more interesting personality than Riruka, and a far more interesting history as well. Which is something I would love to be explored. But this is kind of one of the problems with these lesser members of the Fullbringers, is that they're kind of really quite 2D in a way. Like, I say I want it to be explored, but I don't really know where else it could go. Her dad was a black market thief, he stole her a pair of boots, and he got killed for it, basically. I don't know where you could go with that other than make it considerably darker, like saying he was involved in some drugs trade or something, but I don't think Kubo's would do that. So, and Jackie lost her Fullbring Dirty Boots as well. So, and Dirty Boots, I mean, that's not that cool a Fullbring, is it? She gets covered in sludge and crap for her kind of final form, as it were. And she's utterly useless, although frankly most of them are. I do like Jackie because during that little section, the first half of the Fullbring arc, when we didn't really have any fighting or anything, her fight with Ichigo was really refreshing, and it was nice to see kind of a proper fight in Bleach again. But we've already got kind of a woman who's kick-ass with hand-to-hand combat, and it's Yoruichi, and she's way cooler than Jackie, so, you know, Jackie's role is kind of filled. So yeah, Jackie is kind of my second to least favourite. And then it's Giriko Kuchizawa, the butler. Really kind of difficult, actually, for me to decide between him and Jackie, so you could probably say they're on the same level. But Giriko is just... I really feel like Kubo wasted his character. Surely he thought, this guy looks like King Bradley, I'll change him up a bit. Even if he got rid of the moustache, he wouldn't look anything like him anymore. But no, I don't know, maybe he was paying homage to him, I don't know. But I just think the design is another weak one. It's also, I don't know, I think Kubo must have changed his mind as to what he was going to do with him. Because that, interestingly, in Giriko's first appearance, he's holding a riding whip or something like that. And then if you go and have a look, he's got it behind him like this. And then he just no longer has it, and apparently he's a bartender. So, yeah, that was weird. But, I don't know, I mean, Giriko again is very 2D. He's flat out bad guy, Giriko. He is a proper villain. Which is why I am very, very surprised Kubo has brought him back. In 518, I'm very surprised Kubo's brought him back. No one's going to want to see him. He's a proper villain. No one is going to want to see him. And what's Kubo going to do? Kill him off again? No one cares. So yeah, that's a really weird choice. My only thing with Giriko is I'd love to see him actually use his powers properly. How can you do that? How can you give someone time-based abilities that actually sound really cool? Like the Flames of Time. I was almost certain when Giriko explained that was foreshadowing that someone would be killed by Flames of Time, be it his opponent or himself. And then Kubo turns him into the Hulk. He's even green in the anime. What does that even have to do with time, really? What is it? What is it? Kind of just like I don't know, his contract with the gods was something like this is the amount of time it would take to make him. I don't know. Complete waste. Complete waste. Again, though, he's kind of 2D. I mean, you could say with some of these characters that they present one personality before the whole bait and switch, and then they reveal a new, real personality afterwards. So, yeah, I don't know. Giriko, he's kind of there. He's another one who's a bit meh. Now, it gets a little bit more difficult here, because these two I actually quite like. But I'm actually going to have to put Yukio next, and this kind of conflicts with me, because Yukio is always my third favourite, But then Kubo wrecked his character, like, big time wrecked his character. Like, before he was the whole bait and switch, he was kind of like quiet and analytical, but also kind of sarcastic, playing his game all the time, which is a PSP, by the way. Playing his PSP, maybe next time we'll see him, he'll have a PS Vita, that'd be kind of neat. But yeah, and then all of a sudden he becomes some whiny, cocky little brat who was happy that his parents killed themselves. That's just over the top evil. Although I think he was kind of, he's certainly a bit messed up. But yeah, I don't know. I really didn't like what Kubo did with him. The way he was all whiny doesn't help that he fought Toshiro, so I just hated that. And also I felt that Kubo wasted his ability like he did Giriko. You have the power to control a game world. Why the hell would you just create random-ass monsters? Yukio can create a space that not even Orihime can get out of. Why didn't he give himself some indestructible armor or something? Toshiro should not have won that fight. But apparently Yukio's abilities all of a sudden extend to just being able to create monsters. So that was stupid. And a big waste. But Yukio, on the plus side, has a really cool design, in my opinion. I love his outfit. I love his kind of jacket with the buttons, and And when he goes into his stolen Fullbring mode, he's the only one, in my opinion, who looks cooler. Jackie has some ridiculous engine on her arm. I mean, Giriko has like some... Yukio looks okay, apart from the weird thing around his waist. I don't know what that is. But Yukio looks cool. He has like gauntlets and ear and headphones. That's really cool, and it's simplistic, and I like it. And when he does his digital radial invaders, he gets a little radar. I like it. It's cool. And I love the way he uses like 8-bit attacks to strike people. So why make him just use robots? Big disappointment. Big disappointment. Not robots. Monsters. Big disappointment. So yeah. So next on my list is Mo Shishigawara, comically called Sushigawara by Orihime, and I really like this character. And I think a lot of people will actually agree with me. Mo is a very likable character. He's clearly naive as hell, obviously being manipulated by Tsukushima. We don't know much about that relationship though, because Kubo didn't really go into it, but it could hopefully be explored later on. He was just a very likable character, and his Jackpot Knuckle is a powerful Fullbringer at that as well. He puts up a good fight against Ikaku, and yeah, he's just an entertaining character. I think he's very innocent. He tries to come across as not, but he is very innocent. Even with all the swearing and I'm going to kill you and all this, he's just not kind of into it. And it's interesting because he's kind of the only new major school kid we've had for a long time. So I would very happy to see him again, actually, Shishigawara, because I think he's got a lot of potential. Like I said, his Jackpot Knuckle, he could easily damage some of the enemies with that, because it is completely based on luck. Completely based on luck. As long as he doesn't overuse it. Although if he's been training in the 2-year time skip... No, there's no time skip. Because that was the time skip. Oh, okay, fine. So he hasn't had much chance to train. But, no, yeah, I do like Shishigawara. I think he's funny. I like his dynamic with Orihime. It's very funny when he gets taken out by her looks, and he's like trying to stand back up, and he's like, I'm strong enough to do this. Very funny. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. He's a good character. So I've got 2 left, I think, and this is just impossibly difficult for me to pick one of these 2 to be my number 1, because I love them both. They are fantastic characters. I love their designs, their personalities. They work very well with each other. For old time's sake, I'm going to have to say my second favourite Fullbringer is Ginjo, and my first is Tsukushima. But they're so close. They're literally so close. Ginjo is just such a brilliant character. Such a brilliant character. He's so 3D. It's unreal. But we just need to know more about him. Kubo. The problem with Ginjo is he's not only is he an enigma, he's also a clusterfuck of potential plot holes, because Kubo hasn't bothered to kind of explain him. Like, how did he get a Bankai out of stealing Ichigo's Fullbring? How did he use that in his human body? It's just so much what the hell is going on. We've got that one teasing little picture of Ginjo in his Shinigami outfit with Tsukushima. Hopefully we'll get more, because both of them are back in it, which is just brilliant news. But Ginjo is such a great character. He's pragmatic, he's clever, but he's clever, but he's also sassy. He's quite genre savvy as well, in that he's kind of always prepared and on top of things. He kind of knows what's coming. I like him. I think he's really cool. His design, I think, possibly leaves a little to be desired. Like he's got the whole slick back hair, and I don't know. Nothing about him really stands out. Maybe Kubo wanted that. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's a great character. He's obviously the de facto leader of Execution, because apparently he brought them together, but we barely know anything about that either. And just the fact that his history as the first Substitute Shinigami is so rich. There's so much Kubo could do with that. I cannot wait for Ginjo and Tsukushima to come back properly. It's one of my biggest wants, actually. One of the things I'm most excited to see, because I think they have so much potential as characters. Obviously, Ginjo wields Cross of Scaffold, which is just badass to another level. It looks so cool. It's like the only Claymore we've really had. Wonder Why's had one, but he never actually unsheathed it once, so yeah, that was pointless. So Ginjo is just awesome. Awesome character. Such a great personality. Obviously, he's so shady. So shady. And I kind of get that when he first appeared, he was kind of Aizen 2.0, but I really think he came into his own. He was far more emotional than Aizen ever was. And he kind of had his own personal torment, his own personal story, which we just didn't find out much of. Obviously, when he was revealed to be a bad guy, a little bit of a disappointment, because I love the whole brotherly camaraderie he and Ichigo had going on, which hopefully they'll rekindle. But when he became a bad guy, he became a little bit more cookie cutter, just your average kind of I'm evil, mwahaha kind of villain. So I hope Kubo redeems him from that. Of course, he looked very cool in his kind of heavy metal exoskeleton suit, and then cool again when he Bankai'd. Yeah, so he was just very cool. I liked him. I really like Ginjo. However, my favourite was, and it probably is still, Tsukishima Shukuro. Ginjo's kind of second in command, the Gin of the Fullbringers, if you will. He's very cool. I love his look. He's so stylish. The whole braces, the braces look, the book, and everything. He's just such a badass. When he first properly appears and he's sitting behind Orihime, dude's so cool. I'm a sucker for characters like that. Absolutely cool. He's so suave. But the thing I really like about Tsukishima is not only is he kind of that level-headed, you think they're really intelligent kind of person, he's also a complete psychopath. Like, complete psychopath. He does that kind of glazed over look when his face goes shadowed and his eyes go white, and he pulls the best troll faces in the series, pretty much. And you know he's completely batshit insane. And I love that. I think that's so great. Again, another character we need to know more about. We saw that tiny little panel of him as a child, and he had blood over his face, obviously where he got the scar from. And I need to know more, and I cannot wait for him to come back and use Book of the End on some Quincy's. But it'll be interesting to see how that happens, actually. I actually wonder how much time Kubo's going to spend on these two. But yeah, it should be interesting. Tsukishima's got a lot of interesting dynamics as well. There's clearly something going on between him and Riruka, or at least there was. I don't know, because Kubo hints at it a couple of times, he made her the love gun, and he also, when Ginjo's explaining his power, he says that he can insert himself as a lover into your life, and you get a picture of Riruka. Now, whether Tsukishima did that artificially, or whether it is real, I would actually lean to it being real. But yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, he's done it with Mo, he's done it with Ginjo, and he's done it with Ichigo, because Tsushima is the first character Ichigo has loathed to the point of wanting to kill. I cannot wait to see how Ichigo reacts when he sees Tsushima again. I would like to think now that Ichigo's more mature, he's just going to kind of be like, yo, everyone's fine, let's just put aside our differences and kick the Vandom Rex ass. Whether that will happen, I don't know. Obviously, Ichigo's friends don't remember who Tsukishima is at all, so yeah, it's going to be interesting, very interesting. But I love Tsukishima. His fight with Byakuya is my favourite fight in that arc, and one of my favourite fights in general. I love the two of them going at it, and it was one of the only victories that I was like, yeah, okay, because it was clever, you know? And I felt it did Tsukishima justice to be defeated without any real hacks, because he is so hacks. So yeah, I just love his character. So that's just my list, guys. Riruka, Jackie, Giriko, kind of on the same level. Yukio, Mo, Ginjo and Tsukishima also kind of on the same level, but very difficult to say. Let me know in the comments below what your ranking of the Fullbringers is. Include Chad if you want. I didn't, but you can obviously include Chad. And I shall see you for a Vizard video, also requested by the Darkness Within. Thank you again. So don't forget to subscribe with the button up here, and leave us a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.